In 2015, a Japanese physicist named Kunihiro Morishima carried 3 sheets of photographic film into the Queen's chamber of the Great Pyramid. He wasn't photographing anything you could see. He was catching particles, muons, born when cosmic rays hit our atmosphere, falling through the pyramid's 4,500 years of stone by the billion, every single day. Most of them get absorbed. A few slip through, where more of them slip through than they should have. That's where the stone wasn't stone at all. That's where Morishima's film found a gap in the Great Pyramid, invisible from every angle a human eye could reach, long enough to swallow a jet fuselage, sealed on every side. Nobody has ever confirmed what's actually inside it. If you want the evidence, not the fantasy version of this story, this is where it actually gets interesting. By the 20th century, the pyramid had a reputation. Fully mapped, fully looted, fully explained. Ancient tomb robbers had gotten there first, centuries before any archaeologist. Napoleon scholars measured every corridor in 1798. Victorian engineers with dynamite and crowbars tore through the stone, looking for gold that had already been gone for 1,000 years. By the time modern Egyptology settled in, the floor plan felt final. King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber, Grand Gallery, a few narrow shafts angled toward the stars. That was the whole interior, cataloged and closed. Here's the thing about assumptions like that. They only hold until someone finds a way to ask the stone a question nobody had the tools to ask before. That question got asked once already, decades earlier, and the answer was nothing. In 1968, physicist Luis Alvarez aimed muon detectors at the pyramid next door, coffers, betting that if a hidden chamber existed, particle physics would find it where crowbars couldn't. Weeks of data, no chamber. The experiment made headlines, and then quietly closed the subject for almost 50 years. Nobody ran the same test properly on the Great Pyramid itself. Not until 2015. That's when Morishima's team went back in, this time with a single detector planted deep inside the Queen's chamber. Weeks into the run, one reading refused to sit still. More muons were slipping through one particular direction than the surrounding stone should have allowed, as if the rock there wasn't fully rock. On its own, that number meant almost nothing. Instruments drift. Data gets noisy. One strange reading usually dies quietly in a footnote, so they placed a second detector. Different hardware, different position, a separate reading entirely. It found the same gap. 2 still isn't proof. So a third method went in, run by researchers who hadn't seen the first 2 results, positioned outside the pyramid altogether, with nothing but the raw physics to go on. It agreed too. 3 separate instruments, 3 separate teams, converging on the same 30-meter space above the Grand Gallery, hidden in stone nobody had reason to suspect was hollow. Published in Nature in November 2017. The first major internal structure found in the Great Pyramid since the 19th century. They called it the Big Void. Not everyone was impressed. Zahi Hawass, one of Egypt's most prominent archaeologists, dismissed the finding outright, telling reporters the paper offered nothing to the field, calling it essentially zero. Here's the honest version of the counter-argument. 3 unrelated teams, using 3 different technologies, working with limited knowledge of each other's results, converging on the same anomaly doesn't prove the void was built with purpose. It doesn't tell us what it's for, but it does make a simple measurement error a much harder thing to argue. What the muons couldn't answer was intent. A chamber built on purpose, for a reason lost to us, or a construction gap, left behind by builders relieving weight off the ceiling below. The data showed a shape. It didn't show a motive. If that had been the whole story, this would already be a strange enough video. It isn't the whole story. In 2023, a second void turned up, not above the Grand Gallery this time, behind a set of chevron-shaped stones on the pyramid's north face. Stones tourists had walked past for 2 centuries, assuming they were purely structural. New, sharper muon readings mapped a corridor, 9 meters long, 2 meters wide, 2 meters tall, angled just behind the original entrance. This time, researchers didn't stop at detection. They drilled a gap barely wide enough for a garden hose, threaded an endoscope camera through it, and looked. Bare stone. No sarcophagus. No inscriptions. A corridor built with obvious precision, leading to nothing anyone has mapped, which raises the harder question. If a 9-meter corridor was reachable with a camera the width of a finger, what's stopping anyone from doing the same to the space above the Grand Gallery? The one 4 times larger, the one still sealed. Nobody has answered that yet. That gap between reachable and actually reached is exactly where this channel tends to live. Subscribe if you want to be here when someone finally closes it. In 1837, a British Army engineer named Howard Vyse got frustrated with how slowly this pyramid was giving up its secrets, so he used gunpowder to blast his way into a set of low chambers above the king's chamber, hunting for treasure that wasn't there. What he found instead was red paint, ochre marks, dry after 4,000 years, quarry gangs' names scrawled onto blocks before they were ever set in place. One reads, roughly translated, "Friends of Khufu." Whoever wrote that never expected anyone to read it again. It wasn't meant for us. It was a work crew signing a job, the way anyone signs a job, never imagining an audience 4.5 millennia later. That's the same silence sitting inside the big void right now. Somebody stood inside an unfinished pyramid and made a decision about a space no one living would ever need to enter. Maybe they built it for a ritual purpose nobody wrote down. Maybe it was never meant to be entered at all, just a solution to a structural problem that outlived the reason for solving it. Maybe the builders themselves argued about it, the way the researchers do now. None of them could have known that the not knowing was the part that would survive. Not the treasure, because there wasn't any. Not the purpose, because that's gone. Just the sealed space itself, and the questions it left behind for people who wouldn't exist for another 4,500 years. As of now, the big void is exactly where Morishima's film found it. Sealed, unentered, unexplained. New muon detectors, reportedly far more sensitive than the ones used in 2017, are already being planned for the next phase of scanning. The goal is a sharper image, maybe even a shape precise enough to guess at function. But guessing isn't knowing, until someone finds a way to look the way they looked inside the North Face corridor. The honest answer is the same one the original researchers gave in 2017. Nobody knows what it's for. Somebody sealed that space inside the most examined building on Earth, and it stayed hidden until particles falling from deep space happened to cross it, in a pattern someone was patient enough to notice. The Great Pyramid was never finished talking. We only just learned how to listen. If you want to be here the day someone finally sees inside that space, subscribe. That's the discovery this channel is built to cover.